biggest win of the season for the Fever, even if we all wanted to see Caitlin Clark get that historic triple-double. There you see Caitlin walking off the floor following the victory. She actually said she didn't feel well for the post-game press conference, so didn't or isn't going to talk to the media, though took some time to sign some autographs on the way out, as you can see there in the highly anticipated showdown with Diana Taurasi and the Phoenix Mercury. Caitlin Clark gets the win. Just one rebound short of a triple-double, which would have made her the first rookie in WNBA history to get a triple-double. She finished with 15 points, 12 assists, I believe, 9 rebounds. Christy Sides was doing some offense, defense substitutions down the stretch, and they didn't let Caitlin stat pad for that one rebound. I'm sure there are Fever fans mad at Christy Sides right now, but Caitlin, I guarantee you, is happy with the victory. The first win over a 500 team for the Fever this year. And really, if you look at it, since the rough start, they're kind of rolling. If you threw that Chicago Sky game away, they'd be really rolling. Like that, they should have won that game. And then you'd just be looking at, okay, they lost to the Storm. It is what it is. But this win over the Mercury with the Sky losing puts the Fever into playoff position. Puts them into playoff position if the season, of course, were to end today, which it won't. But nonetheless, it shows you the difference in the level of play for Indiana. And it's not just Caitlin Clark out there, right? You know, she has that connection with Aaliyah Boston, but shout out to Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell was a huge difference maker for this team in the second half of the game. And I've said this before, but her type of scoring is much needed next to Clark's playmaking. I mean, you can see Kelsey can make these shots, you know, something out of nothing, create for herself. She can create for herself, and that makes a big difference. Here you see Clark finding Smith, who goes to Mitchell. Oh, bye. Kish. Even the bank shot, you know, I don't know if she called it, but nonetheless, it is that self-creation from Mitchell that gives the team a different look, right? Like, and Clark is going to be loaded up on. We've seen that. And Kalia Copper took it personally in this matchup to really go out and defend Caitlin Clark. You know, and they're going to blitz her. They're going to show her different looks. She's going to be the focal point of the defense because of everything she's able to do out on the floor, which is a ton, right? Like, I mean, we saw all of that from Caitlin Clark in this one again. The deep three that have become the trademark of her game. Here is one of them right here. Oh, look, I'm just a couple steps across half court. That's okay. Whop. You know, that's one of the things in her bag. Obviously, she started to expand it a little bit. And shout out to, I think his name is Taka, for some of the footage here. He has been doing a good job collecting Indiana Fever stuff out there. But this was an encouraging sign from Caitlin Clark in the game, where she was able to get the defender on her hip here and take it to the basket. Now, that mid-range game is still, the mid-range and the floater game is still what she needs to add to her bag and her repertoire, because that will allow her to draw tons of fouls given the way she's being guarded. But it's those little things, those little jumps that she is making, those little strides that she is making that are very, very encouraging for where Caitlin Clark can wind up. And when it, you know, comes to passing the ball, she has, you know, as good of court vision as anyone in basketball, period, right? Like, not just, I don't want to say the WNBA or women's basketball. Caitlin Clark's vision is out of control good. She sees the entire floor all the time, like on this play right here. You see Clark. Oh, right off to Aaliyah. There you are. You're rewarded. And that is, you know, special. That is special. It's something you cannot teach, and it's something that Caitlin Clark innately possesses. But you put her next to Kelsey Mitchell, and all of a sudden, that might be the best backcourt in the league. I mean, the Fever's leading scorer is Mitchell right now. They got to figure something out with that spot from Wallace. They're just getting nothing out of that position from her. Erica Wheeler really helped in this game when she came in to replace Wallace, because it just takes the load off of Caitlin, giving another ball handler out there, and Wheeler can score it a little bit too, which Wallace is doing neither. She's not handling the ball. She's not scoring. I'm not sure what she's doing except for getting cardio. And that is perhaps the biggest and most obvious and glaring adjustment that Christy Sides can make. Now, there was also, of course, the Diana Taurasi angle of this whole game. And you saw some nice moments from Caitlin and Taurasi for all the attention or any of the tension people may have thought would be out there. That the two seem to bond a little bit out on the floor. A nice moment from the legend and the rookie. So you like to see that as well. Taurasi had a solid game for the Mercury, but this is a different level of attention and energy that Caitlin Clark is bringing to the game, bringing to the sport. It has to be welcome. And now the Fever are starting to come together. They're starting to come together. They're starting to collect these wins. And, that's a great thing for basketball fans as a whole, for the league as a whole, and, of course, for the Caitlin Clark fans. Even if Christy Sides didn't let her stat pad for that triple-double. Because Teresa Weatherspoon let Angel Reese stat pad for her consecutive double-doubles. Angel did not have a good game against the Minnesota Lynx today. She still wound up with 17 rebounds because she never stops going after the basketball. Salute to her for that, but she really shot the ball poorly. I think she was 4 of 17 or something like that from the floor, and she had 7 points with a couple minutes left in the game. She got 1 bucket, and then she had a free throw, I think, to get to 10 points with like 20-something seconds left. So she was still in the game, and she was able to get to that double-double, which gives her, by the way, a record for most consecutive double-doubles in a season. So, look, I joke around about the stat padding at the end of this one. That's an impressive achievement regardless. Caitlin Clark almost messed around and got that triple-double. Just one, you thought it was a foregone conclusion there for a second, but wasn't quite able to record the triple-double. Nonetheless, the Fever get the win, and I think they're 6-3 in their last 9 games, and Caitlin Clark is really starting to roll. And now that they got Fag Benley back, that's been a big difference maker for them. The connection with Clark and Boston has been a big difference maker for them. And Kelsey Mitchell cooking has been a big difference maker for them because they don't win that game without Kelsey Mitchell. So just wanted to make sure I give her credit alongside Caitlin Clark for what should be a sweet victory, even if it didn't result in WNBA history.